Greetings fellow Decepticons, Soundblaster1987 here with another animation review mini vlog. Today I'll be going over my first experience with the Batman franchise and my all-time favourite of the various animated series, the 2004 The Batman. Not to be confused with the 2021 Robert Pattinson live-action movie of the same name, which has recently revealed a spin-off Netflix series about the Penguin coming out soon. Fingers crossed that goes well because, well, the Penguin deserves more love in fiction in my opinion. But, having said that, again, the Penguin had quite a bit of screen time in the 2004 series, which I'll be going over shortly. For those who don't know, the 2004 The Batman animated series was co-produced by a number of early 2000s anime-esque American cartoon directors and producers and art directors, including Jeff Matsuda, Glen Murakami, Jose Lopez, Tom Perkins IV, all who are well known for working on the 2003 Teen Titans series, as well as a few bits of Ben 10 Alien Force and Ultimate Alien and such. Also, I think Derek J. Wyatt, who was also known for Teen Titans and Transformers Animated and such, may have had a hand in that series as well at some point. But anyway, the series mostly revolves around a, early to mid-20s younger Bruce Wayne who has only been Batman for 3 years at the start of the series before all the eccentric supervillains showed up. The first villain that Batman faces in this series is the Joker, voiced by Kevin Michael Richardson, who has voiced a lot of cartoon villains over the years. I'll have to do another vlog about his particular work another time. But basically, the Joker has invaded Arkham Asylum as an unexpected arrival and taken over, and using his unique Joker toxin on the guards and that kind of thing, causing absolute chaos. And this is still early in Batman's career in Gotham City in this universe, so the Gotham City Police Department still don't trust him yet. This will change later as Commissioner Gordon takes over from Chief Rojas as the leader of the GCPD. But basically, Detective Ethan Bennett, who ironically is one of Bruce Wayne's childhood friends, and former Metropolis PD Detective Ellen Yin, who transferred to Gotham specifically to catch the Batman, have been assigned by Chief Rojas to trace Batman and try and unmask him if possible. There's a truly star-studded cast of voice acting in this series with Disney legend Ming-Na Wen, aka Mulan, Agent May from Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Fennec Shan from Star Wars, etc. as the voice of Detective Yin, Rino Romano as the voice of Batman, Alistair Duncan as Alfred, who would later go on to voice the Vulture in the 2017 Spider-Man cartoon, Tom Kenny as the Penguin, SpongeBob, Transformers Animated Starscream, half of the Kids Next Door background characters, that kind of thing. Clancy Brown as Mr. Freeze, who would normally be known as the voice of Lex Luthor in DC cartoons. Lex Luthor does appear in Season 5 during some of the Superman episodes, but he's not as frequent a crossover cameo as some of the other characters. And Jason Marsden as Firefly. I'll get back to the villains in a moment. But yes, with the help of Alfred providing long-distance assistance through the Batcave computer and such like, Batman did kind of work alone for the first couple seasons before he started working properly with Bennett and Yin, and of course Commissioner Gordon in the later seasons as well. Then, of course, Season 3 is where things really kicked off, because this is where Tony Zuko's Mafia gang interfered with the Flying Grayson's Trapeze Act of the local circus, killing off Robin's parents. This is where Dick Grayson ended up becoming Batman's sidekick Robin. And this is also where we meet both Poison Ivy and Batgirl as well, because Commissioner Gordon's daughter Barbara, budding detective in her own right, and her high school classmate and best friend Pamela Isley were in the middle of a peaceful protest against a new, Goth Corp industrial plant that was damaging the environment around Gotham City, when Pamela got mutated by chemical waste during the protest, turning her into Poison Ivy. And thus, Barbara Gordon turned into Batgirl to stop her and ended up becoming Batman's third sidekick along with Alfred and Robin. Then in Season 5, the Justice League was formed with Green Arrow, Green Lantern, Martian Manhunter, Superman, Batman, and Hawkman, and the Flash. They couldn't legally use Wonder Woman in this cartoon, though she did appear in the spin-off The Batman Strikes comic book miniseries along with Bizarro and several other characters. A couple other villain cameos from other characters also pop up here, including Sinestro and Mirror Master for a couple of examples, as well as Lex Luthor and Metallo. And in addition to the 5 seasons of the show, there was also a feature-length movie, The Batman vs. Dracula, in which Dracula is the main villain of the movie, but he also vampire-bit the Joker in the process, turning the Joker into a vampire as well. So Batman basically had to stop the Joker raiding a blood bank at a hospital, and kept him locked up in the Batcave, throwing in the occasional IV bag of blood just to keep him alive long enough to work on a cure. But going back to the main series, other famous Batman villains such as Killer Croc and Hugo Strange, the Riddler, Clayface, Man-Bat, etc. all pop up at one point or another, but they're a lot more sporadic than the villains I mentioned before, such as the Penguin, the Joker, Mr. Freeze, Firefly, and of course, Catwoman. Catwoman's first appearance was in the episode The Cat and the Bat, in which she stole Batman's utility belt and lost control of the remote control systems on the belt, which caused not only the entire Batcave computer system, but also the Batcomputer, the remote control Batarang hover drones, and Batman's Bane-proof exosuit, the Batbot, were also remote controlled through the various functions of the belt, which all went haywire at one point or another. So, I have to admit, my favourite depiction of the villains in this series has got to be Firefly and Mr. Freeze. Firefly is a Goth Corp mercenary arsonist who is basically a hired gun by Goth Corp that steal and or vandalise / destroy the most valuable projects of Goth Corp's business rivals, so that Goth Corp can stay on top of a business market with certain types of technology and such, which didn't bode well for Firefly given his latest target was Wayne Technologies, aka Batman's own company. Firefly is voiced by Jason Marsden of this series, who would later go on to voice Cade Burns, the firefighter in the Transformers Rescue Bots cartoon, which along with the Steve Blum voice portrayal of Heatwave the firefighting rescue bot and Heatwave and Heat Blast the fire-based alien from Ben 10, bit of a ironic turn there, fire starters turning into firefighters and all. But again, Steve Blum and Jason Marsden are 2 more voice actors I need to make more videos on later because their impressive voice work extends even beyond my sphere of interests. But back to the 2004 Batman series. This version of Firefly is even more like his insect namesake than ever before, because he's got the sort of antennae and compound eyes look to the helmet, plus also a sort of large yellow light bulb that looks like a firefly's glowing tail on the back of his jetpack. This cartoon's version of Firefly is also the basis for the LEGO Batman 3 Beyond Gotham video game version of Firefly and the physical minifigure from the Batman vs. Poison Ivy set, which I will eventually acquire and review on the channel. I'll also review the video game when I get the chance. But yes, the most drastic departure in villain origin stories for this series has got to be Mr. Freeze. Because for those who don't know, the original Mr. Freeze was a cryogenic scientist who accidentally got into an accident in his own lab while trying to save his terminally ill wife, Nora. However, this version of Victor Freeze is just a diamond thief and bank robber that happened to be fighting Batman in a cryonics laboratory at one point when he was escaping from a diamond thief robbery and such like. And he ended up being simultaneously flash frozen and electrocuted when a broken wire fell into a cryonic freezing chamber that Mr. Freeze got himself stuck in during the fight. So basically they've taken Mr. Freeze's character and fused it with the Joker's origin story of falling into a vat of chemicals during a fight with Batman. An interesting take, I have to say, plus also the way we designed this version of Mr. Freeze. I have to say I think Clancy Brown's voice really does a great amount of favours, because he really gets the sort of chilling yet confident demeanour that Mr. Freeze is well known for. And one of my favourite aspects of this Mr. Freeze's design is the fact that his head is encased in an organic glacier shell, because Mr. Freeze can actually produce ice out of his own hands like Elsa from Frozen, instead of relying on a gun that came with his cryogenic refrigeration suit like previous versions. So basically, the glacier shell protects his face while the rest of his body is encased in a suit of armour that keeps his body cold and enhances and reinforces his freezing abilities. So he can actually fire blasts of ice out of his fingertips like Elsa, instead of relying on the cold gun like Captain Cold, the Flash villain. Harley Quinn also appears in this series, voiced by Hynden Walsh, better known as Starfire from the Teen Titans cartoons. In this version, she's not the Joker's girlfriend until later on. She's actually a TV psychiatrist who wants revenge on the producers for cancelling her show out of nowhere, just before her Valentine's Day special was about to come out. So the Joker took advantage of her grief and decided to help her get revenge, becoming Harley Quinn in the process. We also get a glimpse of Nightwing later on in the series, both in a flash-forward alternate future episode, where Nightwing's wearing his pure black 90s cartoon outfit with a blue chest symbol. And there's also a video game avatar of Nightwing created by the young Robin in the Joker 2.0 episode, where he's created in the Captain Slash superhero video game along with the nanobot clone of the Joker. And this version of Nightwing in the Captain Slash game is actually based on the original sort of circus acrobat style outfit that Nightwing wore in his first appearance, very similar to fellow trapeze artist Deadman, who was also a superhero. So, like I say, 5 seasons, about 13 to 26 episodes each, plus the Batman vs. Dracula feature-length movie. A highly recommended series that gets a lot less respect than it deserves nowadays because of the reputation of Batman the 90s animated series, Brave of the Bold, and Beware the Batman, among other series. But if you can find a decent quality version either on DVD or online, it's definitely worth a watch. Great voice acting, great art style, great storylines, just an all-round amazing series. So, that concludes my review of the 2004 Batman series. I've been Sandblaster1987, thanks again for watching. My next animation review will be the 2008 series for Spectacular Spider-Man. As per the recent community tab poll I put up recently that's had some overwhelmingly popular votes for the Spectacular Spider-Man series. I'll also be going into detail about why it was removed from Disney Plus recently in that video. But till then, my next review will be my toy review of the LEGO Ninjago set, Zane's Mino Creature, the big stone rhino monster. Till then, till all are one.